Hi, my name is Michael Ricciardelli, and today I'm going to be telling you about why affirmative action is a problem in the United States today. It doesn't matter whether you're white, black, Asian, or Hispanic. Colleges are using your race to exploit their own agendas and to push their own diversity quotas. I believe that in this country, that it was founded on equality and that everyone is afforded their opportunities based on merit, hard work, and work ethic. I think what has been going on in this country for too long now, honestly, is unconstitutional. And today I'm going to be showing you a few examples and pulling up a few charts for you so you can really understand the scope of what's really going on. So I want to begin by talking about our Asian American community, who I believe is at the forefront of all this discrimination and all this just horribleness. Did you know that 20% of Harvard's freshman class is made up of Asian Americans? This is despite the fact that only 5% of the American population is Asian. And you might think that the Asian American community is probably getting special treatment because of this drastic jump. 20%, that's a lot. But if you really knew the statistics and the discrimination that's been going on, you would really be shocked, because not even half of the actual Asian American community that should be at these schools really is attending. At Harvard, if only merit and grades were really factored into their decision-making process, Asians would actually take up 45% of their freshman class, as opposed to what's really happening, which was in 2013, where Harvard got sued because of the fact that they were selecting other minorities over Asians, despite the fact that the Asian community had more qualifications. This is disgusting and a violation of human rights. No one should ever have to go to another college because of the color of their skin. And these are two minorities in this country. So if you really want to talk about helping the minority, then be consistent. It's absurd to think that someone who is actually more of a minority than another group would actually not get that special privilege and not get into that school just because of the color of the other person's skin. So I'm going to pull up a few charts here, and this is going to help me better state my argument and show you some concrete evidence of what's truly going on. So this chart here shows the percentage of each race respectively, what percentage of their total population has or is attending college. So in the African American community, 36% of all African Americans attend college, 41% of white Americans have attended college, 65% of Asian Americans have attended college, and 39% of Hispanic Americans have attended college. And so you look at this chart I have here, and it doesn't seem too imbalanced. It seems relatively equal, if you want to say it like that. But if you compare that to the college readiness benchmark test, which really shows whether someone is able to handle a college atmosphere and handle college life and handle college courses, you'll see that there's really a total injustice going on. Only 16% of African Americans pass this readiness test, whereas 55% of white Americans pass this readiness test. If you compare that to the numbers of people going to college into those races respectively, the black community has 15% more people going to college than are actually ready, if it's based on this. The white community has roughly 14% of their population that should be going to college, but they're not afforded that opportunity solely because of the color of their skin. The Asian and Hispanic community are relatively similar in part to their actual numbers, but if the real scope of this issue is really on this left side here. So this is according to the Virginia Department of Education, and this is a recent study done in 2019. So this really isn't something that has been fixed over the years, and I think us as Americans really need to push that and push that agenda onto our congressmen and women and write them letters and sign petitions and really help people focus on the scope of the issue. It's hard to understand why this is even happening in this country, where race is something that shouldn't even be a factor in anything. But just to kind of give an example of what this would be like. So say you're a waiter at a restaurant and there's 3 couples sitting in your waiting room. One couple is Asian American, one couple is African American, and one couple is a white American. So you're looking around your restaurant, say, and you see that there's an awful lot of white folks sitting down at these tables. I mean, are you gonna pick another family even though the white family got there first? Are you gonna pick them over the African American family over the white family just because of the color of their skin? I mean, that business would be shut down in seconds. So why don't we hold our colleges to the same standards? Why are our colleges not following this racially unbiased world that we're trying to create here in the United States, and they're really the ones that are pushing equality? I think that this has really been going on for too long, and I think that as Americans, it's really our responsibility, and we need to be writing people, and we need to be signing those petitions. And I think that just us as college students, even us as college students, we're able to make changes. We're on a college campus where we can protest and we can do all sorts of crazy things that really get the government's attention. You've seen the climate protests, you've seen the women's rights protests. So how come this racial injustice isn't being addressed by Congress? So I just want to leave it at that. So I think everyone watching this, if you guys really want to get involved, I'll leave some links in the description, and you guys can really check those out, and you can really make a difference. Okay, thank you.